What up, folks? Once again, it's your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. I just did a video 2 days ago about the importance of keeping your head on a swivel when engaging in ride sharing, whether driving for Uber or Lyft. A lot of nefarious characters out here. We know that Uber and Lyft do not give a damn about us as drivers in regards to our safety. And right after I did the video, here's a news story that I feel you guys should watch because it literally shows some of the pitfalls that I just mentioned in my own video. You veteran drivers, see if you can catch the red flags in this news story. By the way, subscribe to the channel. Show your boys some love. Participation in the comments have been very nice. As always, I respond to any and all comments as usual. Click the notification bell. Check this out.
Only on Fox tonight, a close encounter for a local Uber driver. Dashcam video shows a stranger approaching his vehicle while he was picking up a passenger. He believes it was a setup. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle is live from where it all happened tonight in Fort Bend County. And Sherman, what's this driver think happened?
Yeah, I spoke to him, and he's still pretty shaken up about what happened yesterday. Derek Herrera came to pick up a female at this Brazos Town Center location last night or early yesterday morning, and he says that he believes she wanted more than just a 10-minute ride up the road.
I was scared. I didn't know really what to do, but just to get away.
On December 26 at 3 a.m., Derek Carrera approaches the Brazos Town Center parking lot to pick up an Uber passenger. His two dash cameras show as the female passenger approaches the front of the car, a white vehicle pulls up behind him.
She's getting in, he got out of the car and walking towards us, and she closed the door, and I pressed on the gas and ducked because I didn't know if he had a gun.
Derek speeds away and heads to the interstate. The passenger still in the back seat, and the white car speeds up to follow them. He asks the woman to call 911.
I hit the brakes because he pulled in front of us, hit the brakes, and he opened the door, and I hit reverse to go back. And when I got far enough, and I'm asking, I'm like, who is this guy? What does he want from us? And she's like, oh, I think that's my boyfriend. And when she said that, I was like, oh, no.
She finally gets out. Derek speeds home and calls the sheriff's office. The passenger also left a set of keys with a sharp object attached. Those are now with Fort Bend County deputies. The sheriff's office commended Derek for being aware, which is one of their tips on driving safe. They also recommended that you drive to the closest law enforcement agency or populated area instead of driving home and calling 911. The dash cameras were a Christmas gift from his niece, who thought he may need them one day. And although he's safe, he's going to think twice on when and where he picks up passengers. He'll continue to drive to make ends meet.
I need to put food on my kids' table. I got to put a roof over their head and my family, my wife.
Got to do what you got to do. Well, the passenger has not been identified, but Derek believes that she may be trying to contact him through the app, probably trying to get those keys. There's safety features in place that don't allow passengers and drivers to contact each other through their personal phones. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office has not said whether or not incidents like this have happened here before or recently. Reporting from Rosenberg, Sherman DeSalle, Fox 26 News.
Okay, there's several things to unpack here. Did you see some obvious red flags? And if you noticed in the beginning of the news story, the driver, bless his heart, stated that he didn't believe she wanted just a 10-minute ride across town. Damn right she didn't. That broad was in on that shit. But I want you to look at the first thing that was said in the contact or the communication with Uber from the news story is that Uber stated that they do not allow passengers and drivers to maintain contact with each other for safety reasons. That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. We know as drivers, whether you're with Uber or Lyft, we know that they don't give a shit about our safety. This has nothing to do with safety. They're doing that shit, preventing you from having contact with passengers to prevent you from gaining a following of private customers. They don't want you to cut them out the picture. That is why they don't allow us to communicate with passengers, because they know passengers get in your vehicle, they like riding in your shit, like the rapport, and they may start striking side deals with you. I've said in videos before, in my opinion, with the way Uber and Lyft, the shitty wages they pay us, if you can strike a side deal, damn it, strike that damn side deal. If Uber and Lyft are taking as much as 50 to 80% of the fare, there is a lot of room for you to strike a side deal, make more money for yourself, and give that passenger a significant discount. You're basically taking the 80% that Uber keeps, cutting them out the picture, and you can do whatever the hell you want with that 70-80% that they take. Like I said, give the passenger 20-30% of that and keep the other 50 for yourself, and damn with Uber or Lyft. So if you can strike a side deal, do it. But back to the actual topic. Now, in addition to that, look at the weapons that this chick had on her. Mace and a poking tool. Now, I just did a video the other day in which a woman was fired from Lyft, removed from the platform simply because a passenger saw her with a stun gun in her possession. She was told you can't have a stun gun, mace, knives, guns, or anything as a Lyft driver. As an Uber driver, the rules are pretty much the same. But yet, passengers can get in our shit with any damn thing on them. So I just wanted you to notice the keychain that she had and the shit that she got on there. And according to the news story, that driver said he believes that she's trying to get in contact with him to get her keys back. No, she ain't. No, she ain't. Not with that video floating around. Not with what happened. There's no way in the world she want anything to do with that driver again. She clearly was engaging in an attempt to do whatever her boyfriend asked her to do. It looked like they were going to either rob or carjack that driver. So my guess is she don't want shit to do with that driver. Them keys are gone. She's not trying to get those keys back. Last but not least, shout out to the niece. Shout out to the niece for giving her uncle a couple dash cams, which I encourage all drivers to have. He had one behind the rearview mirror and one aimed out the back. I got one behind the rearview mirror, but even I don't have one aimed out the back. But in reality, you damn near need to have three. One aimed out the front window, one aimed out the back window, and one aimed at your passengers. In fact, in my opinion, it's probably more important to have one aimed at your passenger than out the back window, because the passengers represent a significant threat oftentimes. But either way, shout out to the niece for giving her uncle dash cams, which if she got them for Christmas, according to that driver, damn, this happened like the next day. But just wanted to follow up the video by saying, if you're going to be out here, particularly like this driver at 3 a.m., and I've been driving off and on since 2014, I've never ever engaged in ride sharing at 3 o'clock in the morning. There ain't shit happening out here that you want to be involved with at 3 o'clock in the morning. That is some of the most dangerous hours of the night. So I don't advise it, but this man stated he got to feed his family, and I don't knock anybody for engaging in the hustle. So just wanted to run this by you, because I would ask you, have you had anything like this happen when you were out where you were picking up a passenger and you seen some other shit approaching your vehicle that you felt uncomfortable with? If so, what did you do? Shout out to this driver because the minute he saw that car door open in the back behind him, somebody got out, he just took off. I would have left her ass even if she was not in the vehicle. But shout out to him for taking off and not stopping, even though that passenger was asking him to stop. There's actual narrated video where the driver speaks more about it in detail, and he states that while he was running from that driver behind him that was tailing him, the passenger in his car was asking him to stop, which is about as big of a red flag that she was in on it as he can get. And you let me know, what have you seen what have you seen similar to this? Like I always say, this is the kind of shit that can help out new drivers who are thinking about getting in this. Sometimes you hear stories like this and you realize you ain't about this life. This is not the safest profession to get involved in. I would be curious if there's anyone out there. We know Uber and Lyft is not doing it, but anybody out there keeping a tally on, felonious assaults, rapes, murders, kidnappings that happen to folks that drive in ride sharing or taxis. But we know Uber and Lyft would never do that because they don't want folks to know how dangerous this profession is. They want to make it look like it's all, rainbows and roses and shit like that. But it's not. It's not. So if you are a prospective driver, potentially looking to get in as a rideshare driver, know what the hell you're getting involved in. Veteran drivers, yeah, load up the comments. If you've seen shit like this, load up the comments with things you've seen. I personally have driven off on people. I have had that happen. I have had people get in the vehicle, give the wrong fucking name, and not want to get out the vehicle. I've had one old lady where I threatened to drag her out the car. So I have personally had it happen, which is why I state in every video, you should have something on you. You see this girl got in this car, she was carrying mace and a stabbing tool. Fortunately, when he stopped the vehicle, she didn't start macing him or stabbing the hell out of him from behind, but she was clearly armed. The fact that Uber and Lyft wants us to drive unarmed is a damn shame, and you'd be a dumbass to follow those rules. It's your boy Tim. Subscribe to the damn channel. As I always say, appreciate your commentary, appreciate your participation. See you in the next video.